My name is Sergeant Vince Lewis. It's spelled V-I-N-C-E, L-E-W-I-S of the Phoenix Police Public Information. This morning at about 9:15 a.m., Phoenix Police responded to a collision, serious injury collision, at 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. We learned that a Phoenix fire truck was involved. This fire truck was en route to emergency traffic of a fire. That call has been taken care of. But the collision occurred in the intersection of 29th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. It involved two vehicles, the fire truck and a pickup truck. The pickup truck had three members of our community in that truck, in that vehicle. There was an adult male, I don't have ages, an adult male, an adult female, and a child, I don't have the gender, approximately about 6 months, seated in the child seat in the rear. The collision occurred there in the intersection. The patients transported, all patients inside. The adult male remained on scene, was critically wounded and pronounced deceased on scene. The adult female and the child were transported to hospitals, and they have since been pronounced deceased. There were, so clearly, obvious our minds, our thoughts, our prayers are with the family. We did lose three members of the community in this collision. It's very, very tragic. The firefighters involved, there were three on board that rig. Three were transported, treated. They are stable at this time. We have Bethany Home Road closed from about 27th Avenue to 31st Avenue and ancillary streets north and south, so no traffic will be passing through Bethany Home Road, and this will remain in place for the next several hours as we investigate. We have members of our vehicular homicide unit on scene. They are our reconstructionists. They're going to take a look at physical evidence, witness testimony, to try to work backwards and reconstruct what took place. So just to recap, we had a pickup truck and a fire truck involved in a collision. All members of the pickup truck, an adult male, adult female, and child, have been pronounced deceased. Three firefighters from the fire truck have been transported and treated and are stable.
You said the fire truck was headed to an emergency call. Do you know whether or not it had lights and sirens on?
It was what we refer to as Code 3, lights and sirens, on the way to a structure fire. But again, another responding unit is taking care of that call.
Were there two fire trucks coming this way at the same time?
There were two trucks en route to that fire. They were separated by some distance, as I understand, but we're going to do measurements and things like that as part of the investigation. But there were at least there were at least three responding fire apparatus that were on Bethany, headed to that fire at one point. So those other responding fire and apparatus or crews were actually on scene at one point to help treat. As you can imagine, when we have civilians to treat in this manner and the injuries are this severe, it will hit our first responders. Help is being reached out to our employees. It's available throughout the city for all of our employees, and we understand that this type of situation is not only hard when you're dealing with civilians, especially children, but when you, as an emergency responder, roll on a scene where your very own are part of the victims. Again, that we want to make sure that we reach out to those employees and to let them know that help is there and available.
At this time, is it clear how the pickup truck, was it turning left, or how did it end up getting running into these?
So both the pickup truck and the fire truck were on Bethany Home Road, but I want to let the investigators do their diligence to try to determine which vehicle was driving which direction. It appears preliminarily at this time that the pickup truck turned left in front of the fire truck. But again, I want to give our investigators the time to work through this.
Impact must have been tremendous to have the fire truck veer off and then flip onto its side.
So I've seen the damage at the scene. The pickup truck, there is extensive damage to that pickup truck, but we are talking about vehicles on the roadway. I don't have any information as far as cause, whether or not speed was a factor, but the fire truck did roll quite a bit. It is no longer on the roadway. So again, not only the manner of the collision, but the severity of the patients is on everyone's minds.
No, you probably don't know this time, but do you know what type of speed the two vehicles were going at this time?
I don't have that, so we're relying on our investigators to do what they can to try to determine that.
And just to be clear, that area is a stop sign, so if that vehicle was turning left, it would have been at the stop sign.
So there are no traffic control devices on Bethany Home Road. It's a throughway, 29th avenue has stop signs north and south on either side of it, but there would be no stop sign east or westbound on Bethany Home Road. It's an uncontrolled intersection, so there's no light. It's through traffic.
Have you been able to notify or reach the family of the people who passed away?
So those that don't know, our investigators are going to continue to work through. So details like names and ages and a little bit more of that, hopefully I'll be able to have for you once next of kin has been notified. But clearly we're talking about a family, an adult male, female, and small child that we no longer have with us. So that's going to not only weigh on us, but we are going to do our due diligence when we investigate this.
Did other people jump in to help when they saw this happen?
So I don't have those specific details. Again, there were fire crews close by that were on scene very quickly and began treating not only their own but the people who were also involved. So there could be witnesses and other people that were involved. We thank the callers who called in to 911 to let us know about the collision. Again, anybody that was left on scene that we've reached out to will be speaking with them.
And which station were they from? Isn't there one like right down the street from here, fire station?
There are one, if not a couple of stations close by. But as far as specifics with the crew involved and their names and times of service and things, we're going to work with the fire department to have that information hopefully soon. But I don't have that right now. We good? Okay, thank you.